Sure. Information request
You
forms.
have to have your cameras off once you're inside the building here.
All right, guys, so here we are, Hibbing, Minnesota Police Department. Obviously, there's a couple of other buildings over here that we drove by on the way over to the police department, pay them a little visit. We're going to be doing, whoa, windy. We're going to go ahead and go over to the courthouse as well. After our being blown away by that. But we'll keep you in the loop as we go through this whole process. We'll take a little video here of the police department, kind of give you a tour of the outside of the building, go in and request a information form, so that basically a FOIA request, Freedom of Information Act form, and see if they honor and respect our rights to be able to record and take video in publicly accessible areas of public buildings. So you can see right here, this is of course the Hibbing, Minnesota Police Department. And keep in mind, guys, we're not here to cause any ruckus. The only thing that we want to do is make sure that our rights as citizens are upheld, and see if these officers have any issue with us standing here recording what we can see from the public sidewalks in these publicly accessible buildings, and give you guys a good opportunity to see where the good and bad apples are in the police department. We're not here to cause problems. We're not here to instigate lawsuits. We're not here to do anything like that. We are simply here to give you guys an honest look at how law enforcement in our country actually honors and respects the rights that they are sworn to uphold, right? So we don't want to sue municipalities. We're not interested in taking money from taxpayers. We are, however, interested in sharing information, sharing our experience with you as we travel around doing these First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Eighth Amendment audits. And of course anything else that we have by nature of that. You can see right here, front end of the building, it's a pretty sizable building right there as the police department off here on the side of the building. We'll go around the side. You can see where all the units are parked, and of course it is authorized parking only. We're not going to go onto the property itself at this particular entrance side. We will do that when we go to the other portion of our video here today, where we request our Freedom of Information Act form. You can see there's some people over there handling some of their required business here at the police station. Maybe they're detectives, maybe they're not, who knows? So you guys can let me know down there in the comments section. And speaking of the comment section, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. That is the best way that you can help us out as we get started here on our journey as a constitutional auditor here at D.U.E Process. D.U.E Process is designed to be able to help us understand and uphold and stand up for our civil liberties as American citizens, as they are described by the Constitution. Now, we will see what exactly that means here to these folks in Hibbing, Minnesota at the police department. And you'll see here as we go into this little area here, there are some additional resources around here. I'm not sure what those buildings actually are across the street. Maybe we'll figure that out. And again, St. Louis County, that is the county that we are in. These are the vehicles, our county vehicles here in St. Louis County. So we just left the post office. They got a really good shining review on their tolerance and acceptance of us taking video. In fact, they were actually relatively polite, both of them here. Northern Minnesota so far that we have done have been incredibly polite as we did take video and photographs of the building, and of course of our transactions here as it sits. So you can see right here, we do have authorized vehicles. These are of course public vehicles. These are the police vehicles, and you can see right here that there are a number of them on the lot there. And make sure you don't park here either, because again, it'd probably be a pretty hefty fine to go and get your vehicle back from the tow yard here in St. Louis County. So I do believe that might be a public building as well. I'm not really sure. We'll make a trip across the street there after we get our form here at the police department, and see what that's all about. And here you can see that there are some garages in the back here that might be for maintenance purposes, or might be for intake of people who are being arrested. You never know. I've never actually been arrested here in Hibbing, so hopefully that does not change today. And we'll go through and just kind of get a good view of everything here. It's actually a pretty decent piece of property. Take a look at that. You can see that there is a picnic table over there by a bush. And these again are going to be the vehicles, county business parking only, obviously. And you will have, your vehicle will be towed at your expense, if of course you are parking here an unauthorized vehicle here in this particular area. So here are a couple of the police vehicles. We have seen a number of police officers out in the town as we've been driving through. Just for those of you who don't know, Hibbing is up here in northern Minnesota. And of course, northern Minnesota is a wonderful place in the summertime. It's questionable the sanity of the people that would live here in the wintertime, but it is a wonderful place here in the summertime. And Hibbing actually has quite a few busy police officers out in the community, which is, I don't know if that's a good thing. Hopefully they just honor and respect our right to be able to take video and photograph in public, and we won't have any interaction with them other than the cordial interaction that we would have going into the building itself. Here again is a sign saying Hibbing Police. One more sign, Hibbing Police. There you can see. And then of course you can see their vehicles are being parked out here in the vicinity there. So these all are equipped to be police vehicles, so just so you guys are aware. They don't have any necessarily special markings on them, with the exception of the ones here. These are the ones that I'm used to seeing with all of the police markings that you can spot from a mile away and whatnot there. So here looks like the front of the building. I'm not exactly sure if this is the police department or if that is across the street there. So we'll find out here in just a few minutes for you guys and go from there. So let's kind of cruise over this direction. Got some handicap parking right here. So this is obviously not parking for authorized vehicles unless you have a handicap parking sticker, and the typical fine for that obviously is $200. So you can see over there, there is a nice little area for you know, some of the workers here to some of the officers maybe to go out and have some lunch, whatever the case might be. But that looks like a relatively peaceful area to sit down and have your lunch. So you can see here some more vehicles related to the police department and whatnot here, and all the way around. Lots of vehicles, lots of stuff here. And you can see up here at the beginning of the entrance that we do have parking ticket payments. So if you are parking illegally, you will be able to drop those off here. How you doing?
Doing well.
Good.
Does need help with anything?
Not yet. Is this where you get a FOIA request form? Is it this building, or is it a Freedom of Information Act form? Is it this one?
You could ask one of our secretaries.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Thank you. Here you can see that for court services use the north entrance. I don't know what entrance this would be right here. And there is some of the deliveries, St. Louis County information right there, birth and death certificates if you have to have that. Then your judicial areas, courtrooms. And then right here you can see that there are some additional resources available. This is a courthouse right there. I'm not going to go into that at the moment. You can see some of the officers are going out on duty here in good old Hibbing, Minnesota. Very respectful, very cordial officer coming out of the building. This is a restricted area, so this is definitely not going to be the door that we would go in. Some surveillance right there. So we'll go around the other side, this way. Is it this way? Maybe, I don't know. So deliveries, I guess this would be it right here, right? Yeah, so I think this might be an authorized area. That right there looks like where you get taken in if you were being brought in the back of a vehicle. So they'd probably take you into that spot right there and process you again, take a picture, put some ink on your fingers and whatnot. And so see if this is where we go to get our form. I don't know. This is an automatic door. It looks like that is legitimate. It's opening up. I don't see any signs restricting anything. All right, Hibbing Jail is closed if doors are locked. So we're at the jail right now. I don't know. Yeah, it might be at the wrong building. So let's see what we have going on here. Energy Star efficient. That's very good. Here, if you have any COVID symptoms, you know, fever, chills, cough, any of that stuff, please do not. Walk-up services at some county offices have been suspended. Okay, that's important to note. So again, we might have a small issue getting a form for that. So let's see what we got. Like I said, the jail is of course closed. Let me try this one over here. And see, yeah, it looks like it is closed. So you can see inside the building here, Hibbing Police Department, there is a, it doesn't look like there's anybody actually there. And Joint Law Enforcement Center, this obviously has, looks like the architect and engineer, the corrections consultant, structural engineers, general contractors, mechanical contractors, and electrical contractors, all from 1998. And then you do have the commissioners and some of the names of the city employees there on that plaque. So that's what's inside here, guys. And since we're locked out, we'll go ahead and go back outside here, go around the building and see if there's anything that we can see to be able to get our form for our FOIA or Freedom of Information request form. It says to use the north entrance, that would be the one on the other side. Okay. So I'm not really sure across the street there, like I said, what that building is. We'll go ahead and see. We'll just cruise on over there and see if maybe this is a public building, and maybe we can get our form over there. And first, we want to make sure that we are following and obeying all the rules. So we're going to walk up to the intersection here, and then we will go and cross. Okay, so that's what it is. You can see there that it is, of course, the courthouse annex. That is definitely not where we're going to go to get our form. So let's go around the building and see if the other entrance of the building will give us the ability to get the form. Again, it's a little bit breezy out here, so I do apologize if you guys are getting the wind in the speaker. We'll be upgrading our cameras to prevent that from actually happening here, and hopefully that'll make sense. Now, these cars have been out here running for some time. Now, I understand that officers would need to be comfortable if they are you know, in the car all day, but I do believe they should be a little bit more conservative and a little bit more concerned about the environment, if I were to be sarcastic. But yeah, those vehicles have been running there with nobody in them for a considerable amount of time. Let's cruise on out here and see what we got going on. See if we can get our Freedom of Information form request. Or Freedom of Information request form, I should say, if I wanted to say it appropriately. It's a beautiful day. It's actually really warm. Turning into a wonderful summer here in northern Minnesota. Those of you who ever want to visit this place, this would be definitely the time to do it. Lots of water, lots of recreation outdoors if you're an outdoors person. It's a really good place to come and visit. And of course, you do want to make sure that you go south with the birds, because if you don't, it gets really, really cold. So just keep that stuff in mind as you plan a trip, if you were in fact intending to do that. So we will cruise on around the building here, give you a good view of the parking lot, and you can see some of the public vehicles out here in the parking lot, and keep on doing our thing. See, so far nobody's actually had any issues with us doing any recording. The officer there at the back entrance of the building was rather helpful, or at least for the most part, in sharing where we would need to go to get our information form. And yeah. There's that wind again blowing directly into the speakers, so hopefully if I'm accurate enough and I speak, it will actually take my voice instead of the wind, and you guys have a little bit more better experience as you watch our videos for us here. Like we said, we appreciate you hanging out with us over the course of time, and you know, giving the channel the support. Due process is a very important thing. We want to make sure that our constitutional rights are, of course, upheld and respected by the law enforcement, by the people who have taken the oath to protect them. You can see here are some vehicles as we cruise on up to the police department's front door in Hibbing, Minnesota. So looks like there are a number of police units here, and some personal vehicles of some of the employees that are working here and keeping the streets of Hibbing safe. St. Louis County building, and some handicap parking, of course, right here. You can see it's a pretty standard building, pretty municipally built, constructed, or however that would be said. So this is the recorder's office. We've got a nice little bench to kind of sit on if you're a smoker. There's an ashtray there for you. And of course I am not a smoker. So welcome to our Purple Heart community. It actually explains quite a bit. When we were at the post office, they did give us a postage stamp that was a Purple Heart. So that's pretty cool right there to know that there's a lot of people who are Purple Heart recipients in this community. So here is, again, looking for those symptoms on COVID to make sure that they don't spread that terrible disease out into our communities. And you are representing yourself in court. Obviously that's never recommended, but here's some resources for you if you plan on doing that. And then here, of course, we do have public access things. So the county attorney, all of that information is closed. So this is the recorder's office, recorder's information request forms. I don't know if this is actually open for us to go inside. Let's go see if they do have, in fact, one here for us. Just want to make sure. Information request forms.
You have to have your cameras off once you're inside the building here.
No problem, not at all. Do you have are these the Freedom of Information forms?
I'm sorry?
The Freedom of Information forms, the FOIA request forms? Is that what these are?
That's birth certificates, marriage certificates, death certificates. So,
Do you know where I would get the form itself for requesting, say, for example, body cam footage?
for what?
For footage from a body cam, any Freedom of Information Act?
No, I don't know that.
You know, okay, awesome. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, so this is not the right building for us to go into in order to request that form. And again, like I said, we're not here to cause any fights or any trouble. We are just looking to see if they honor and respect our rights, which of course he was up to the point of that door. I didn't see any signage or anything like that that would prevent us from going in, but I was only more interested in getting the actual information form request. So it might be across the street at the annex, and we'll have to pay them a little visit as well to see what they got going on. So that's it, guys. As you can see, we did have an opportunity to look for that form. Didn't look like we were able to find it anywhere, but we do have, hold on, there might be something. Nope, it doesn't look like it. Maybe, no. All right, so we'll cruise on around the building here, and you can see the front of the building. A little bit windy on this side. Obviously the building's not blocking all of that. These are the county offices here in St. Louis County in northern Minnesota, in Hibbing. It's a great city of Hibbing. So that's what we got for you guys. And obviously no issues with us recording the building. Inside the building's got obvious COVID restrictions. They want to make sure that you're not spreading that disease. And if we wanted to press matters a little bit, we could have. But again, like I said, we're not here to start anything. We're not here to cause any waves or ripples. That is not our intention. Our intention is just to see if they honor and respect our rights. And it did look like the guard there, he was, didn't get his name, but probably should have got his name. But he was relatively polite for the most part. If we wanted to go into the building, he just said that we would have to turn off our cameras, which of course, as you know, would not necessarily be true if it's a publicly accessible area. So we're gonna go grab something to eat. There are a couple of other buildings here in town that we'll pay a visit to, and put the videos up so you guys can take a look at them. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you in the next one.